The internet has a hidden side, a place known as the dark web. It's a haven for anonymity, hidden from regular search engines. Here, criminals operate freely. They buy and sell illegal goods. Drugs, weapons, stolen data, it's all traded in the dark web's digital underbelly. Accessing the dark web requires special software. This software masks a user's IP address, making them almost untraceable. This anonymity attracts criminals. It allows them to conduct their business with little fear of detection. The dark web is a dangerous place. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game between criminals and law enforcement. For every takedown, a new site emerges, ready to take its place. The fight for control of this digital frontier is never-ending. Despite the risks, the dark web holds a strange allure. It represents a place of freedom from surveillance and censorship, but this freedom comes at a cost. The dark web is a breeding ground for criminal activity. Its very existence poses a significant challenge to law enforcement agencies worldwide.
In this shadowy world, a figure emerged. He was known only by his alias Monster. This online moniker hinted at his trade, opioids, a deadly addiction plaguing many. Monster operated on Dream Market, one of the largest dark web marketplaces. He quickly gained notoriety. His opioids were high quality, his delivery reliable. Soon, he became one of the site's top sellers.
Unbeknownst to the dark web community, Monster had a real identity. His name was Gal Valerius, a seemingly ordinary French citizen. He lived a double life. By day, he was a quiet family man, but online, he transformed into a ruthless drug lord.
Valerius's story is a stark reminder of the duality of the internet. It can be a tool for good, but also a mask for criminals. The dark web, in particular, provides a platform for individuals like Valerius to exploit and profit from illegal activities.
Dream Market was a bustling online marketplace. It operated on the dark web, hidden from the eyes of law enforcement. It was a one-stop shop for illegal goods. Drugs, weapons, counterfeit documents, you could find it all there. The site used Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency, for transactions. Bitcoin offered anonymity, making it difficult to trace payments back to the users. This feature made it the currency of choice for criminals operating in the dark web. Dream Market provided a platform for vendors like Monster to thrive. They could peddle their illicit goods with relative impunity. The site's administrators took a cut from each transaction, profiting from the illegal activities taking place.
The success of Dream Market and other dark web marketplaces highlighted the challenges in policing the internet. Despite their best efforts, law enforcement agencies struggled to keep up with the ever-evolving tactics of cybercriminals.
The opioid epidemic had been ravaging communities worldwide, and the dark web, with its anonymity, became a new frontier for this deadly trade. Dealers like Monster capitalized on the growing demand for these addictive drugs. Oxycodone, fentanyl, heroin, these substances were readily available on Dream Market and other dark web marketplaces. Buyers could order their drugs from the comfort of their homes with little risk of detection.
The anonymity provided by the dark web made it easier for people to access these drugs, fueling addiction and overdose deaths. The ease of access and the anonymity of online transactions contributed to the opioid crisis. Law enforcement agencies faced an uphill battle in stemming the flow of these drugs into their communities. The dark web became a breeding ground for a new generation of drug dealers operating with impunity and fueling a public health crisis.
The fight against opioids required a multi-pronged approach targeting both the supply and demand sides of the equation. Section 5. The feds take notice. The investigation begins.
The rise of Monster and Dream Market did not go unnoticed.
Law enforcement agencies around the world were working tirelessly to combat the growing threat of cybercrime.
The FBI, known for its expertise in cyber investigations, took the lead in the pursuit of Monster.
They were tracking the activities on Dream Market, monitoring transactions and gathering intelligence.
Their goal was to identify the individuals behind the usernames, the real faces behind the digital masks.
The investigation was complex and time-consuming.
Agents had to navigate the murky waters of the dark web, using sophisticated tools and techniques to track the movements of their targets.
The stakes were high.
Each successful transaction on Dream Market represented not just a financial crime, but potentially a life lost to the opioid epidemic.
The agents understood the gravity of their task. They were determined to bring Monster and his associates to justice.
Section 6, closing the net, tracking down Oxymonster.
Tracking down Oxymonster was no easy task.
He was a ghost, moving silently through the digital world.
But the feds were relentless.
They started piecing together clues from his online activities.
His coding style, language patterns, even his choice of words, everything was scrutinized.
The agents were like digital detectives, searching for any slip-up, any clue that could lead them to his true identity.
A breakthrough came from an unexpected source, a simple mistake.
Oxymonster, in a moment of carelessness, accessed his Dream Market account on a public Wi-Fi network.
This brief lapse in security was all the FBI needed.
They traced the connection back to a location in France.
Finally, they had a lead, a physical location that could potentially lead them to Oxymonster.
The chase was far from over, but the net was closing in.
Section 7 captured the arrest of Gal Valerius.
The FBI, working with French authorities, zeroed in on the location. It was a small town near the French Riviera. They had a name, Gal Valerius.
He was a software engineer living a seemingly normal life. Valerius was arrested at his home in a dawn raid. The authorities seized his computers and other electronic devices.
They contained a treasure trove of evidence. The digital trail was undeniable. When they searched his computer, they found he had logged into Dream Market under the username Oxymonster just moments before. It was the final piece of the puzzle.
Gal Valerius, the unassuming software engineer, was Oxymonster, the notorious dark web drug lord. The arrest sent shockwaves through the dark web. It was a stark reminder that anonymity is an illusion. No matter how carefully one tries to cover their tracks, law enforcement agencies are always watching, waiting for the opportunity to strike.
Section 8, Justice Served, the Trial and Sentencing.
Valerius's trial was highly publicized. It provided a rare glimpse into the secretive world of the dark web. The evidence against him was overwhelming. The digital trail he left behind was impossible to erase.
He was found guilty on multiple charges, including drug trafficking and money laundering. The judge, in his sentencing, called Valerius a merchant of death, highlighting the devastating impact of his crimes. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
The sentence was a victory for law enforcement agencies worldwide. It sent a clear message. The dark web is not a safe haven for criminals. The long arm of the law will eventually catch up to those who choose to operate outside the boundaries of the law.
The case also served as a warning to other dark web vendors. The arrest and conviction of Oxymonster showed that anonymity is not absolute. Law enforcement agencies are constantly developing new tools and techniques to combat cybercrime.
Section 9, Ripple Effects, Impact on the Dark Web and Beyond.
The takedown of Oxymonster sent ripples throughout the dark web. Dream Market, already under scrutiny, shut down shortly after Valerius's arrest. Other marketplaces went into lockdown, fearing they could be next.
The arrest was a major blow to the dark web drug trade. It disrupted the flow of opioids and other illicit substances. But the victory was short-lived. New marketplaces emerged, ready to take the place of those that had fallen.
The cat-and-mouse game between law enforcement and cybercriminals continued. The dark web remained a breeding ground for illegal activities, constantly evolving and adapting to new threats. The case of Oxymonster highlighted the challenges of policing the digital world. It underscored the need for international cooperation and constant innovation in law enforcement techniques.
Section 10, Staying Safe in the Digital Age.
The story of Oxymonster serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the digital world. It highlights the importance of cybersecurity awareness and online safety. Here are a few tips to stay safe.
Be cautious about the information you share online. Avoid sharing personal details like your home address, phone number, or financial information on public platforms.
Use strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security to your online accounts, making it harder for hackers to gain access.
Be wary of suspicious emails and links. Phishing scams are common, aiming to trick you into revealing your personal information. Avoid clicking on links from unknown senders.
Keep your software updated. Software updates often include security patches that protect your devices from vulnerabilities.
The internet is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it can be used for good or evil. By staying informed and taking precautions, we can navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. Remember, your online safety is your responsibility.